Well, this week's NRL Retro Round. So, yeah, I love it. I love NRL Retro Round, and I don't think we had Retro Round for last year in 2020. So, this year in 2021, we're finally going to celebrate NRL Retro Round properly, and I believe we're dedicating, well, NRL and Fox League are dedicating to the 90s this year. So, they're going back to the 1990s and just for Retro Round and just go into that sort of time where, the 90s, what happened in the NRL clubs back then. So yeah, look, overall I love retro round, and I can't wait to get to the round of footy as well. So the first game of round 20, it starts at BB Prince Stadium in Mackay. So it's Roosters and the Eels. Ins and outs of the Roosters. So Billy Smith, Matt Cavallo, both out for the Roosters, and replacing them in their positions are Joseph Manu and Adam Kieran, and that's about it for the Roosters. For the Eels, Mariah Niokore is out for the Eels, so he gets replaced by Bryce Cartwright on the bench. Bryce Cartwright, I mean. So in this game, I think Eels will be a bit too strong for the Roosters, so I'll tip Eels to win, 22 points to 14. Friday evening, West Tigers and the Warriors at 6 p.m, Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane. So ins and outs for the Tigers. Alex Seyfarth and Junior Pauga are both out for the Tigers, along with Luke Garner. So I think Alex Seyfarth and Luke Garner are both out because of injury. Junior Pauga has been dropped, I believe, with Thomas McCarley. So replacing them, Michael Cheekham, Alex Twal, Tom Amone, Moses Mbai shifts into the centres off the bench. And I believe that's the only change there for the Tigers. For the Warriors, Peter Hickory starts at 5'8", being back from injury. Jermaine Tanoa-Brown, leaves the Dragons early from his loan deal on the Dragons, so he's back to the Warriors now. Ben Merkmasilla comes in for the Warriors, and looks like also Kane Evans is in the team, and Sean O'Sullivan's also in. And out, Adam Finnell-Blake's out because of injury. Chad Townsend's out, Jack Murchie's out, Leeson Armour's out because he had to return home to New Zealand, along with RTS being released early from his contract, and Matt Lodge is out for the Warriors as well. In this game, I will tip the Tigers to win. I think Tigers will win, 34 points to 22 in a high-scoring game. Now, Super Saturday kicks off at Rockhampton. Wow, it's the Broncos and Cowboys game after, sorry about that. It's a main game at Suncorp Stadium. It's the Broncos-Cowboys. Ins and outs to the Broncos. Corey Pakes and Thomas Flegler are both out, and looks like replacing them in their positions. Danny Levi replaces Corey Pakes off the bench, and replacing Thomas Flegler off the bench, it is not Reece Kennedy, it's TC Rabati. Okay, and that's the team for the Broncos. No other changes. For the Cowboys, I believe Cowboys have no changes apart from Dejan Assi dropping to reserves, and Ben Hampton comes in off the bench. That's the only change to the Cowboys there. In this game, I will tip the Cowboys to win in a very tight game. I believe it can go either way, but I will tip the Cowboys in a close one. 20 points to 18 will be a very good game as well, I believe. Now Super Saturday, It's the Dragons and Rabbitohs at 3 p.m. Brown Park and Rockhampton, so they're taking a game to Rockhampton, which I think is great. So it's Dragons and Rabbitohs. Ins and outs for the Dragons. Corey Norman, who's back from suspension, starts in the centres, which I believe is pretty weird. And the other centre is Tala Talamone. And Jane Sullivan stays at 5'8". And also, looks like Blake Laurie and Jack Bird, Jack DeBellin, and Jermaine Tanoa-Brown, who I just said was going back to the Warriors, and Josh Maguire are all out for the Dragons. Billy Burns starts in the back row of Tyrell Fuimaono, and Tarek Sims starts at lock. And also joining the bench, it's Jane Hunt and Kane Ellis join the bench as well for the Dragons. And for the Rabbitohs, no real changes apart from Cameron Murray being out this week, and looks like joining the bench will be Liam Knight. So in this game, South should win easy. I'll go South to win, 44 points to 18 over the Dragons. Next game is Super Saturday at 5:30 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium. It's Knights and the Raiders, another game that can go either way. Should be a good game as well. Both teams fighting for the top 8, obviously. So ins and outs for the Knights. Dominic Young and Jack Johns are both out. And coming in the team, it's Brandon Best who's back for the Knights, so he starts in the centres with Vinari Tuala shifting to the wing. And David Clemmer's back off the bench replacing Jack Johns, and Mitchell Pearce is in the reserve. So if he plays, I think Knights can win this game easy. And for the Raiders, Ryan Sutton's out with injury. Not injury, I don't know what he's out with, but he's out anyway. And he gets replaced by Sia Soliola. Not Sia Soliola. I think it's... I think it's Elliot Whitehead replaces him. Yeah, Elliot Whitehead's back this week. So, yeah, in this game, I'll tip the Knights. I think Knights will win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Canberra win. But I will tip Knights in a close one. Probably a scoreline of 30 points to 24 by 6 points. So, again, tight game and a high scoring one as well. And now, last game of Super Saturday. It's an absolute blockbuster to end Super Saturday. It's the Storm and the Panthers at 7:35 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium. So that's a double header. So the ins and outs for the night, for the Storm. Feliz Kafusi and Cameron Munster are both back for the Storm in the starting side, obviously being back from Origin now. Aaron Payne also joins the bench for the Storm, replacing Cooper Johns, and that's it for the Storm there. No other changes. For the Panthers, Jerome Luai starts at halfback with Matt Byrne being at 5'8" like last week. Brian Toto is obviously out for 6 weeks with Cindermosa's injury, so Robert Jennings replaces Brian Toto on the wing, and Brent Naden remains in the centres as well. And looks like Tyrone May's out. James Fisher-Harris is out because of the birth of his first child. And Isayo's all out, so replacing them is Matt Eisenhuth comes in the starting team, and Liam Maher comes in the starting team as well, with Jermaine Hopgood and Isaac Tago joining the bench. In this game, I think Storm win 26 points to 18, but won't be a thrashing though, despite having Panthers having players out. Won't be a thrashing, but I do believe Storm win. So, yeah, now Sunday footy, the first game of 2. It's the Bulldogs and the Titans at Seabus Super Stadium in the Gold Coast. Ins and outs for the Bulldogs. So, Corey Allen starts at fullback this week with Vic Mendy going to the wing. And Kyle Flanagan starts at halfback with Jake Overler shifting back to the 5'8". Adam Elliott's back from injury for the Bulldogs, so he starts in the back row. And Matt Drew joins the bench as well. For the Titans have no changes apart from Patrick Herbert being out this week. I think it's I don't know who replaced him. I think it's Anthony Don who comes in the team. No, he's in reserves. Okay, well, anyway, Patrick Herbert's out for the Titans this week, and there's no other changes really to that team. Look, either way, I still think Titans will win 38 points to 18. Should be a big win. I can't trust the Bulldogs at all. And now, last game of Retro Round for round 20. It's the Sharks and the Seagulls at Moretz and Daly Stadium at Redcliffe, and the game starts at 4 p.m. Ins and outs for the Sharks. So Sean Johnson's obviously done a hamstring injury like he did against the Bulldogs, so he'll be out for a couple of weeks. So that means Connor Tracy replaces him in the halves, with Brandon Trindle being the other half, and Aiden Tolman's in for the Sharks as well in the starting prop position. Tolman's back. And Will Chambers is back for the Sharks, as well as Matt Whalen in reserves. And that's the team for the Sharks there. No other changes. For the Seagulls, this week, Carl Lawson and Curtis Siren are both back for the Seagulls, back from injuries. Josh Alawai's out because of suspension, and Sean Kepi's also out for Manly because he has to go back to Sydney to see the birth of his first child. So congratulations to Sean Kepi. But look, in this game, still, I believe Manly will win. I think Manly will win 31 points to 12 over the Sharks. Should be an easy win when you think about it, but who knows. But guys, that's my round 20 NRL Retro Round tips right there pretty much. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another video.